right, it's Saturday. Welcome back to Shakedown News Live. It's me, your humble host, Billy. Had a good week. Got a lot of stuff done, and hopefully you did too. But we're here back on Saturday afternoon to talk about things with people in the business of music and making music. And as I promised last week, this week, I kind of partially got it right last week. Last week, I think I mentioned to you that this week we were going to have a guest who isn't necessarily a musician, but I lied, but because he is, but he's also way more than that as far as the business goes. So we're gonna get into that in a minute. Den Company's off tonight. They decided to take a little break and come back strong in a couple weeks, I guess. So no guess as to what's going on there, but hopefully they'll come back with some cool shows because I've been enjoying those Saturday streams. And Fish has got Bill Graham 2012 coming up on Tuesday night. That's the one I'm looking forward to this week. But there's other things I'm looking forward to this week coming up, which brings us to our guest. He is the drummer for TV Broken, Third Eye Open. He is a co-producer and production guy for a couple of festivals around Southern California, including Lucidity and the SoCal Psych Out, as well as the host and producer of a new, relatively new, I guess it's about a month old, a new weekly stream live from the Bridge Family Studios in Burbank, and he's bringing in a bunch of great bands. And so that's why I've got him here this week. Let's bring in Nathan. What up, dude? Hey. How's it going?
Hey, everybody. Hey Billy.
Good to see you. Hopefully I covered the full gamut of what you do.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole to dive down for sure. So
right, you're a spread around very well. But the first things first, the Mondays and now Thursdays, because you just brought in the Thursday residency, which is the cool part. The cool part. When did you if you guys haven't seen it? Those of you watching, every Monday night and now every Thursday night live on the Bridge Family Facebook page, among other places. Nathan's streaming out a lot of your favorite local bands live from his place in Burbank. So you started about a month ago, right?
Yeah.
And you've had some great stuff on there. You've had, I know the Higgs were this week.
Great.
Higgs were 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they're amazing. They started my monthly streams, so they're great. I just wanted to finally have a platform to do my booking and to kind of get some of the bands that we love out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've had the studio for 8 years, but obviously with the new pandemic and situation, without live music having a home, I was trying to figure it out, and be on the forefront. So we started like kind of 2 months ago without lighting, and kind of 2 or 3 streams, kind of learning and breaking through, and then we brought the Higgs in, and they kind of, I had talked to you prior, and we kind of have been moving on with lighting ever since. So for over a month, we've had 5 shows, I think, so far, and we're running it two days a month, so or 2 days a week. It's going to be awesome.
2 days a week.
So, really excited to do this with you, and thank you for joining with me.
I'm enjoying doing it. But I want, this is not about lighting. It's kind of, I haven't done my lighting show yet. I will one of these days. I've been threatening the audience with this for a long time that I'm going to do a lighting only show. But haven't quite got there yet. But I'm excited about the fact that people are finally getting an opportunity to see some of our great local bands, like the Higgs, like Groove Session, like Pacific Range. You had
is your mic crackling a little bit? I'm hearing a little crackle on my end.
I hear crackling, but I don't think it's.
I'm hearing a little. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my speaker.
Could be. Yeah. I don't. Do you have? You might. I don't hear. Yeah, it's your end.
It should be my end. Yeah. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. Keep on going.
But you've had Pacific Range and Groove Session and the Higgs and quite a few great bands on, and then the schedule coming up, which I should have pulled up, and I can here. I can here real quick. We can talk about who you got coming up, and I'll find the artwork.
Yeah, well, this week we have Group Session coming up, which is going to be a great one. You know, they're amazing ever since they kind of joined forces with Brothers Gow and kind of fixed their guitar player situation permanently, and then also brought in Alex. It's been a really, really amazing show. I think they're one of the jam bands to really look out for, especially in the local scene.
Totally.
The amount of years those guys all have on them, and venues and just tour history individually, they're going to come out as like an LA or SoCal supergroup. So I'm really, really into their music, and I've played with Alex for years now, and I love Kyle and the Sanchez boys. So they're all family.
Yeah, great stuff. And you've had Afrolicious, you've had.
Yeah, and then Thursdays we're starting with Afrolicious, so that's going to be really good. Again, yeah, we're not like just focusing just on the jam band scene. We're going deep into world music, jazz, Afrobeat, funk, a lot of different stuff like that. So that's kind of my focus, is to kind of show the spread of my connection that I've had so far in the scene and just what I do. It's more than just TV Broken, and more than just the band and the studio or the festivals or the Burning Man scene that I work with. It's kind of
Right.
I'm able to bring in all my people. It's really nice.
Sorry that you were breaking up there. What?
What was that?
I said you were breaking up. What was the last thing you said?
Oh, it's just been really nice to bring in everybody that I work with, under the same platform. Because, I've worked with so many different people and I have so many different connections that it's hard to book them all at the same festival or bring them all to the same place. So having my studio be the hub is kind of cool, because I get to show people kind of firsthand who I work with close to on a firsthand basis. And it's just begun.
There's your schedule coming up, and we'll put this up later in the show as well. But looking back, Tosin was amazing. First of all, on 810.
Yeah, thank you.
And all those are still up there. You can go back and watch them, right?
Yeah,
they're all still on the Facebook page.
YouTube and Facebook. You can go back and watch them. So it's going to be great. We're slowly building the vault, with all these bands, and we're gonna have a downloadable, section where the people who pay the monthly streams or the monthly subscription, $5, could download all these sets. It's gonna have all the individual things. So it's kind of just beginning. The wheels are just starting to turn. But now we have, almost 10 hours of content. Probably more than 10 hours of content, 20, almost 15 hours of content. So it's really cool just to see it grow, and then to be able to see, by the end of 2-3 months, we'll have hundreds of hours of content, all that we've created just in the past 2 months, which I think is awesome. So,
and with that subscription, you're going to have some exclusive content for subscribers that isn't going to go out live. You're going to have some stuff that people can tap into that they that comes with that subscription. There's levels of it, right?
Yeah, what we're trying to build is, obviously, the subscribers have access to the vault, and they can download any of the content that's on the vault, which is all of these shows, as well as a bunch of unreleased albums and things that I've recorded at the studio. I'm kind of going to put on there as just exclusive material, like albums that were almost finished or whatever, that are just been sitting in my hard drive. I kind of want to have people who support me have access to them. So,
I'm glad you got that hard drive back.
Yeah. So that was the story of coronavirus.
I was going to say that's a story we can't. For those who don't know it, that people, you got to hear this story, because we'll deviate from what we're talking about, because the fact that you got your car stolen and lost all your recordings.
Yeah.
And then
It's
got it
crazy.
back.
Yeah, yeah.
How did,
Not only the hard drive, but I lost a tube Neumann microphone. A $6,000 to $10,000 microphone, and a $10,000 computer. I was bringing my studio home due to the studio being shut down. It was right in the beginning of the lockdown, and yeah, so it was the day I was bringing it all home, and I stopped by Home Depot for 15 minutes to grab some sandpaper. And yeah, I walked out, my car was gone. It was literally like that. Two guys parked next to the wrong car, three guys were in the car. They saw that my car was easy to break into, easy to get, and they jump started it and got it out. It was crazy. So,
and then they
I don't
took
know.
it and sold it.
So yeah, they found it potentially. I guess I then got it back a week later. None of the gear was in the car. I looked through the car. I found all these names and pieces of paper and crazy stuff. And I found people who I thought stole my car, a wallet with IDs and all this stuff. And so I ended up contacting the people on. I found the guy pretty much, and I contacted him and his girlfriend on Facebook and Instagram. And lo and behold, she reached out to me and said she didn't know. He bought it for $100. But eventually I offered her money, and she's like, look, I don't want any money. I just want to help you get it back. And so theoretically, or I guess she went undercover, bought my hard drive from the people because she knew where they bought the car from. And then met me, told me to meet her in Boyle Heights. Again, I don't know this person. They stole my car. That's all I know. But yeah.
Did they
with my hard drive, and that was the only thing that was irreplaceable. Again, insurance took care of the microphone and part of the computer. I walked away with those things. I got those a week later, but the hard drive had the band's new album on it, had my work for the past 3 years, had so much stuff that irreplaceable. All the work my studio's done for the past 3 years. So
wow.
I was devastated. I was really broken, and yeah. So I'm just really glad that I had the nerve to reach out. One of the things I lost in the car was my ticket collection. I have a ticket collection of every single concert I've ever been to. We're talking 500 plus tickets, wristbands. My mom's first Grateful Dead ticket was in there.
Wow.
My first show, Ringo Starr. My second show, The Who. My third show, The Rush. Which is why I'm a drummer. But yeah, all of my tickets were all in there, and it was just when I found out that I lost that was what gave me the inspiration to reach out and really get these people. So
did they
at the end of the day, I got the
arrest the guys? Did they at least arrest the guys who stole your car?
The guy was in jail for 4 days. The girlfriend left the boyfriend. He's like, I'm no longer dealing with him. He brings trouble. So clearly. Yeah, she was living out of the car. I returned all of her stuff to her, and she gave me my hard drive. And I sent her money. I was like, here's $500 in there. So I was grateful. And
that's insane.
Yeah, the band record wasn't backed up yet. And we've just tracked and been really producing the hell out of this record for the past 6 months. And
this is the new TV Broken record?
Yeah, brand new TV Broken, fully. I mean, we hired an Atlantic Records engineer, and we did it in my studio, but we rented the works for microphones, and my preamps and converters are pretty much some of the nicest you can buy. So yeah, we just did it. I wanted to track it in the room, that we've done so much work in. So yeah, it's amazing. It sounds amazing, and we're on the final stages of producing horn lines and writing them and getting them down. So.
And you have plans to have that done?
Yeah.
You have plans to have that done soon?
Yeah, it's gonna be. We wanted it done by, I wanted it done by the June or July, but with COVID, it slowed things down, obviously. So, we're obviously looking potentially by the end of the year, but I want it sooner. So we're close. We just need horn lines, a couple guitar things, and mix and master. So drums, bass, keyboards, and Adrian didgeridoo, flute, harmonica, all is recorded, all finished. So
wow,
I'm just going to find a guitar onto and horns. So yeah, which is really cool because we are bringing our original horn player, Dave. Dave Bassett. Dave Bassett. So he's gonna be good.
TV
Big
broken,
bass,
third eye open. Now, I
yeah.
know you had, and yeah, there you go. I love this hat. It's so comfortable. Although I'm trying to not get it, I've been threatened to have it stolen with the minute I walked in. Shauna was like, "Oh, I like that hat." I'm like,
Oh, we
okay.
got her one.
I said, I have to get you one. Um, so, coming up, you originally had, you're one of the producers of the SoCal Psych Out, right?
Yeah,
You're one of the guys that put the production manager or
I've been a part
so,
of it since the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you guys play that. That's like your thing.
yeah. TV Broken played the first year. It was actually named something else. I'm blanking right now. But the past 3 years, it's been SoCal Psych Out. I've run sound. I bring sound and backline and run the main stage, and run production. I work with lighting. I help design, the layout, and I work with bands on, just their input list, regulating
Yeah.
just front stuff. But
And it
yeah, my speaker
and
system's been just
it was originally set. It's set for September. Well, it was originally set for September, middle of September, right?
for March. It's
Oh,
originally-
it was March, and then it got postponed because of COVID, and then it's going to get postponed.
as far as I know, yeah. It just looks as though it's best to push everything into 2021.
I think that's probably the right idea.
Yeah, I don't want to be the hero that tries, even if it's a 300-person festival.
Yeah. It's
production
it's up. You don't want to. Everybody's trying to figure out how to do it, but you don't want to be the guy who does it wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, hopefully Locken figures it out and does it, but maybe not.
I can't believe that they're actually going to try and go through with it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
thousands and thousands and thousands of people in Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they just have the money. They have the budget to potentially get the permits to prove to do it. And it would be good to prove that it can be done, but it's not going to be financially worth it. And they're only going to do it to keep their name. And to be the only ones that did.
Well, what's the question is what's the short-term solution? I don't think it's 3-day camping festivals. I think it's drive-ins, things like that.
The drive-ins and the hotel shows.
Yeah, and those seem to be popping up more frequently. As
And the live streams. I feel
And the
like
live streams. Yeah. It's a great way to get your fix without having to put yourself in the crosshairs of COVID.
Yeah. I completely agree. So, it's a cool thing. It's really hard for our kind of, and our people. And the band was supposed to go to Jazz Fest. We were supposed to really get the wheels running, get a single out before tour, really try and hit this year going. And again, we got halted. So it's been hard. And as the producer of the festivals and me investing in a speaker system last year, I was really just making live production my life.
Yeah. Well, we all went. I went into this year looking down a really busy 12 months. As of I went into January and looked at my schedule and was like, wow, I've got 5-6 festivals and all these shows and all these one-offs and all this stuff coming up. I'm gonna be busy. And then March hit and it was like, man.
Yeah, so bad. And March is the beginning of it all. Usually, that's when I get started. So
yeah, I mean, me too. January and February is like our November, our holiday, so we don't do anything.
Our prep, so it was just a really weird year because I had done all the prep to make the festivals happen. We had for Lucidity, we start in almost June. After we start 2-3 months after we've already locked in a full lineup. We've already locked in everything. We already have deposits. It's hard when you're that far deep in your production to pull the plug in.
Lucidity is officially April now, correct?
We haven't.
Or have they made the announcement yet? I don't know.
they haven't really announced anything yet, but at the moment, it's just
Is that the way they're
it's
leaning?
just the right. I think it's the right thing to do. I believe it's just too risky, and especially as a conscious festival, and especially as
Mm-hmm.
just what we represent. It seems that it would just be best to just kind of wait till see how 2021 plays out. Again, and those festivals are March and April, so
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about either throwing it now late and then giving the next year 2021 a half job, or moving your date that you've been at for
Yeah.
years. At the end of the day, it just doesn't make sense. It just makes sense to
Uh-uh.
push your date, because then those festivals are going to be extremely planned. They're going to be extremely well organized, and they're
Mm-hmm.
going to be better than the first year could have been, because it had 2 years of planning behind it. So I
Yeah.
really feel that it's the smarter move on most productions, and that's why most productions with investors and with money behind it, just you have to do it. It is a business at the end of the day, and it's no way
Yeah.
to lose money.
And well, Lucidity is one heck of a good time. I mean, that is,
Oh yeah,
it's like 7,000 people up in the mountains above Santa Barbara. Five, 6 stages.
yeah.
Uh,
They have three main stages, three smaller ones. It's a
yeah,
beautiful time. It's one of my favorite. It was one of the ones that really brought TV Broken into the game.
yeah,
So I started with festival production with a festival called Serenity Gathering, and I ran the live music stage. My investor got involved. We kind of went really into it. Lost a lot of money, unfortunately, and decided to kind of pull out. But that was the one that kind of really put TV Broken on. But TV Broken, Third Eye Open would always go to Lucidity. In the beginning, we just go for I would volunteer, someone would get it on the guest pass, and then we'd have our gear in, and we would just play on all these little side stages. So
right.
2 years of doing that, the third year we know someone who has the stage, the live music stage, and they give us tickets. We're in for free our third year. Fourth year we have a contract, and then from then on, we've had 6 years of 5 years of contracts, and it's been this would have been our seventh year playing Lucidity.
Wow.
So yeah, it's our family, and like that community has just responded so much to our music, and with live music
Mm-hmm.
or electronic music being the main thing, we were kind of their outlet to like dancey live music with no words and a synthesizer that's a didgeridoo. So and a real synthesizer with Alex as well. So
Yeah.
it we really get tribal with it. I really yeah, we were kind of the bridge between the jam band and then like this Om Shanti electro dance band. So
Mm-hmm.
it's cool. We fit in both of the crowds, and we have family all over. So it's been
Yeah.
awesome.
It's nothing but nice people up there at Lucidity.
Yeah,
Like everybody. There's not a last. I remember the first year I went up there was God, there was one main stage, and it wasn't very big, and then they had like a family camp with like a tiny little stage, and I remember Quactus went up and played,
yeah,
and they played at the little family corner stage. I don't remember if it was Brian Shearer or you who brought out a
yeah.
bunch of speakers, and
Mhm.
I brought out some lights, and just for the Quactus set. And as soon as Quactus got done, they were like, "Can you just leave him up all week?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? I'm
Yeah,
here. Why not?"
yeah. That's
And
how.
that was in the early
That's how.
days when I was first getting into stuff.
Yeah, they really have built with the community, and all the artists and all the different people that really make it happen. It's so many layers. When I really got involved with their back end and production and booking, I really saw how many checks and balances they have, and all of the voting process, and how every single person that is a part of it, and an actual owner
Mm-hmm.
of the business has a say in it, and everybody is really active, involved, and from decor to curation to booking to production, everybody has their own lead, and it all comes down to the same meeting, and they meet 3 to 5 times a week, and it's a well-oiled machine. machine. You know?
Oh,
so
yeah.
coming from a Serenity Gathering background that wasn't as well oiled, that was kind of some younger guys trying to figure it out with the best people we knew. To going to something that's been 10 years, something that has actually shown a profit, and something that actually is a successful business and has people behind it, and is just been tried and true for 10 years. It's a beautiful thing. I met my girlfriend in the past 3 years there. I've made so many interactions and so many beautiful
Great
connections
friends.
just because of that festival. So
Yeah.
I highly recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, when it comes back around, people, go check it out, because it is a well-oiled machine. It's not quite. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a blend of like Burning Man with Rainbow Gathering uh,
It's the best
with EDC with yeah. It's a little bit of everything, but the artwork is amazing. The camp artwork, and they go all out. It is like, and that each little pod kind of takes over their owning their space. It's not run like the festival doesn't decorate the whole place.
Yeah, no.
Like,
the best part is how many people want to just give, just to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So, it's not even at a certain point the festival's budget's done and they can't pay anybody else. We were literally at the end, and trust me, they get it, they push it every time. We really get it out of them, but at the very end, there's still so many people that are like, we'll do it for tickets, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do that. And there's so many people that are just willing to make it work just to be a part of the experience, and it really breaks a lot of people's careers. It really helps a lot of people who are like on the verge of like, I want to do this serious, or I want to do this professionally or not. They kind of get in the door, the first time for maybe 5 tickets, 3 tickets, and they do an amazing job, and then the next year they have a $500 contract or $1,000, and then it just grows from there, and I've really seen throughout the years the people who do show up to the plate and the people who do earn their contract, and then the people who unfortunately just don't want to. So they really there's so many people wanting to help and want to be a part of it that they really have such a vast pool to choose from. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. Now, speaking of Burning Man, because we talked about this last week, and you told me about the cool stuff coming up with. I know you're really involved in the whole Burning Man community, and they're doing a virtual VR Burning Man.
Yes, 100%.
Explain
it's
that.
Going to be insane. So there are 4 major tech companies that are creating to scale replicas of Burning Man, and these have been improved by Burning Man. So that means all the artwork that is usually at Burning Man is going to be there. You can walk up to it and interact with it, look at it, read a download on it. You create an avatar on an app on your phone. You can walk around like a video game, or if you have the VR, Oculus, whatever, you can also do that as well. So it's going to be awesome. As far as people who've never been to Burning Man, or people who never will go to Burning Man, it's going to give access to every single person who's sitting at home who might be curious of what it kind of looks like.
So so you don't have to have the goggles. You can do it just on your computer, create your avatar, walk around.
Free app on your phone, free app on the computer.
Wow.
You're walking around. Again, there's going to be enough for 1 million people in the biggest multiverse. And that's the one that we're going to have our stage in. So we're part of Camp Reverbia, which is the biggest live music camp at Burning Man. We did a 50-foot stage last year. I ran the sound. It was one of the biggest sound gigs I've ever had. But it was awesome. So we're bringing, from my group, TV Broken, the Higgs, we're bringing the Blood Moon Howlers who just happened. We're bringing Pacific Range. I believe Tosin's going to be a part of it. We're bringing a bunch of the bands that I brought. I got them booked there, but they also have Sophie Tucker. They have Sun Squabby. They have Eminence Ensemble. They have Robbie Krieger of the Doors. I mean, I think I'm leaking some stuff, but it's going to be announced, and it's going to be awesome. Like this Reverbia streamline that they have is going to be so beautiful. So we're going to be a part of it. We're probably going to do 1 or 2 sets a day.
Live from Bridge, live from the Bridge family.
Yeah.
For
so
those,
it's going to be 4 sets a day on the main stage, and you walk into the area, and you see a big screen. You can click on the screen, and then that'll become your whole screen. Or you can literally be amongst there and see all the other avatars, and you can chat and talk with them.
oh,
so
right
talking
on.
to somebody from India, or Australia.
And you're watching the show virtually. Does it appear that it's live? Like, is it an animated version of the band, or is it a actual? It's actually the band.
It's a screen hanging up on the stage, and you walk in, and then you see the screen, and the closer you get to it, the louder it gets. And then when you click on it, it takes over your audio.
Oh, and you go sucked into the room.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. That's people way technologically smarter than me figured this one out. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're a lot of tech companies debut or test their tech at Burning Man. It's a known thing. Like the drones, that make stuff, make shapes or whatever. String Cheese used it at a what's it called, Electric Forest years ago when we played there. But Odessa debuted it at a Coachella the year before, I believe, and they tested it at the Burn the year prior.
Okay.
So any of those big things that some of like the huge artists, are buying from these tech companies, you just bring them out there, and test them because there's nowhere else in the world where you can,
Yeah. I can't. I gotta imagine there's not a whole lot of internet Wi-Fi available out at the Burn.
People do, it is expensive, but they have a whole trailer. Like you'll walk up on camps that have it's like a full-on like whatever, like trailer lighting rig kind of thing, but it has like an antenna that comes up, and it's like Wi-Fi router, and it's literally, there's probably 100 of them out there,
And you pay it for it. Oh, there's no money, so you just jump on it.
We're in the 2000s now, we don't go anywhere without Wi-Fi, so.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I think. I don't even remember. You ever watch the show Silicon Valley? Remember Silicon Valley? I don't know if you ever saw that show.
Love it.
At the end of that show, they developed a thing for like a Burning Man type festival where they could get everybody interconnected with their cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm picturing the future of Burning Man, where you walk in.
Yeah, Rust Fest.
The Rust Fest, exactly. Rust Fest. Yeah. That's the one.
I just watched that for the first time because I've been on a vow of celibacy from TV for years, but I finally watched something that.
So that's a good one. That's a good one to break your celibacy with, because it's a funny show. Yeah.
Only
so
South
much.
Park. South Park and Rick and Morty. Pretty much.
I love. You know what? I just got into Rick and Morty over the pandemic. I'd seen maybe one or two episodes, and then we're stuck at home with Netflix, and I'm like, or whatever. And I said, well, I'm going to start with episode 1, season 1, and just hit play and see how long it takes me to get through it. And man, it's some funny stuff.
Oh yeah,
I love it. I like it better than South Park because they're just.
TV Broken Third, I hope it's more about like the mass manipulation and media, and just through just advertising and different things, just what the effect that they have on people in the popular culture is really where I think the name kind of came from.
The TV Broken?
And I think TV is art. I think some of it, Breaking Bad, South Park, these shows, even this new Midnight Gospel, some of these shows, it's art, when you watch it, there's animators, audio guys, musicians. So I'm not against TV shows. I'm mainly against the commercials in between. And
the news and the There, the big movement back in the 80s, kill your television.
Yeah.
Those stickers were everywhere, and but I don't think it was about. I don't think it had anything to do with the art part of TV. It had everything to do with the commercial manipulation and the all that kind of stuff. So it's
takeover. it controls everything. It's crazy.
And the news these days is nothing you want to really watch longer than maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, you don't know what's real anymore. This is where you get your real news right here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't sling any bullshit here. This is no bullshit zone. It's a no bullshit zone. It's real stuff. We're talking about real things and real situations. And what we're really going through is, unfortunately, shit is canceled. But you're figuring out another way. If you're just joining us, I'm here with Nathan Harvey from Bridge Family Productions. You can go to the website, or you can just go to the Facebook page, which is Facebook / Bridge Family, right?
Yeah, it's / Bridge Family Productions, but the name is just Bridge Family.
Okay, so Bridge Family Productions on Facebook or YouTube or the website. Although I don't think you have a link on the website right now to the stream, do you?
The stream link comes every time we go live, so that's the problem.
Oh, okay, got it. So, but Mondays and Thursdays, you got Mondays. I'll bring it back up again. We're gonna keep talking, but this is a good time.
Mondays and Thursdays. So Mondays I'm booking. Yeah, right. Mondays I'm booking, and then Thursdays are going to be a monthly residency. So every month, every second Thursday we're going to get the Higgs. Every third Thursday we're going to get Afrolicious. Every fourth Thursday we're going to get Pack Range. And we're looking for the first Thursday band. We'll see if it's maybe group session or it may be a Bridge Family All Stars. We'll see. I'm looking for a new band for the first Thursday. So.
But this month coming up is pretty exciting, and then next month, if somebody wants to come and do it, like if there's a band that says, or somebody's watching right now and they say, "Oh my God, I want to go do that," and I live in LA, how do they get a hold of you and find, like, they can go through bridgefamily.com, bridgefamilyproductions.com, email you?
Yeah, my contact info. My contact info is on Bridge Family Productions, my phone number, even my email. But a lot of the bands have been going to the Facebook and just reaching out to me there. So that's usually a good way to do it. People just message the Facebook page.
Yeah, you had mentioned to me that you have 15 or 20 bands reaching out wanting to do it, which is great. That's awesome.
Yeah, we have a lot. We're booked out till September for the month. That's why I'm adding more weeks, but it's just really hard to add more weeks until we get more subscribers and really try to build a basis, because the plan is to pay the bands off the monthly subscriptions and the band, to pay the lighting guy and me a little bit, to make this happen. And we're bringing a great product. We're bringing a 3-hour stream. I'm not charging the bands anything, but a percentage of whatever they make. So if they make nothing, they pay me nothing. It's really it's for the bands right now, and it's for the people too, because the people need this music. So I really want to get people just in the I don't know, the vibe of every week, turning it on Monday and dancing and start planning, little get-togethers, or when you do have a party, you can play one of our shows because they're all live. And instead of playing Spotify or playing, just regular produced music, you could actually play a live show that was recorded 2 days ago, or a day ago. And so I kind of want to get people in the new norm, of playing live music. Recently recorded live music is better than no live music. So hey.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed listening to old concerts from the bigger bands, like when they're playing, like Tuesday's Fish is doing that 2012 Bill Graham San Francisco, which I can't recall if I was there or not, but it's a good chance to see shows you never saw, or like the Dead's been playing shows that I wasn't even into the band when they did the 70s, was it 76 or 79, 76 to Egypt a couple weeks ago, and it's like I couldn't have gone to that. I was like 4, but I can go back and watch it, and it's really kind of cool. But as far as our local bands that that we get to go see live at our little small to medium sized venues around here, I don't want to go back and watch, a Fight Odo show or a Mint show from. I'd rather watch them play something fresh and clean and new
Yeah.
and, not new as in give me new material, but new as in, give me something that is within the last, week, which is great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't.
Well, it just brings the fans closer to their musicians, So,
Yeah, and like you said, it's all donations on Mondays and Thursdays, and people can just donate. People can subscribe for $5, $10, whatever a month, and get some exclusive content eventually. But for now, you can just donate to the band, which is awesome. If you feel like donating to this show, I split all my donations with my guests. Scan the QR codes on your screen. There's a PayPal and a Venmo, and anything that comes in, I split it with my guests. So scan away, people. Every little bit helps. I gotta keep this. This is like what you're doing. I do this once a week, and it keeps me moving and grooving and talking to cool people. But it also it's not free. It costs me money. So I like to take donate. So if the donations are there, that's fantastic. But I don't. There's no pressure. You can watch without having to give me a dime.
that's the
But
beauty of it. Give them the choice. Yeah.
yeah, but if you don't want to donate, I would appreciate if you follow. Look at the bottom of your screen. Go to Instagram, Periscope, or YouTube. Subscribe, like, follow. Do that for me. Do that for Bridge Family. Do all the above because that means something too. That's helpful. Groove session on Monday. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We're giving the bands 2 sets. They're able to take a little break in between. It's usually around 3 hours, especially with the jam bands. And so that's why it's really cool. I'm able to give those bands kind of freedom where we're not confined to a 90-minute set. We're not confined to a 60-minute set or 45-minute set. You can kind of see your band play all their material because you haven't seen them in 3 months, or it's just an opportunity to kind of let the bands let loose. I always urge the bands to not take it as serious as
A live show,
a pre-recorded show.
Yeah.
Or even a show. I'm like, when you're at a show, you're getting drunk, you're getting free booze,
You're having fun.
Random shit happens, like you're making comments, you're answering this, you're saying that, and like you're on a good one. Those are the shows that people remember. So I was like, dude, drink, smoke, communicate with them, like actually be a part of it and make, like, in the Blood Moon Howlers were the perfect example. Man.
That was, yes, yeah, because those guys, they just walked in and said, okay, we're just gonna play and we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna drink, and they seem to have the most fun.
Yeah.
And just it was really loose and it was really fun.
Yeah, he started with, as soon as I told him that, I was like, hey, have a couple shots, drink with them. He like went on Instagram Live like an hour before, and he like opened the bottle of whiskey, and he's like, we're drinking this bottle of whiskey, you all got to join us. And I was like, yeah.
And it was gone.
By the end of the show, the bottle was gone. It was, it was so good.
Yeah. Tosin, I gotta say, just to talk about some of the acts that you've had at the Bridge Family. Tosin Arabisala. Arabisala. He's a drummer. He is an amazing drummer. He's played with some major peoples.
Huge act.
But
he's he's my drum teacher, and I met him through Afrolicious. So Afrolicious Joe brought him in for a session, and they were just recording one day, and I heard him play, and I was like, there's something different about the way this man's playing drums. And I've been looking for a teacher. I took a class with Adam Deitch from Lettuce. I did one of those virtual lessons. I've been really I did another virtual lesson with Todd Suckerman, the drummer of Toda or Styx, and he's
Sticks.
I just hadn't really found my guy, and then I heard this, and I was like, dude, this guy is doing something I've never heard. So yeah, he was
Yeah.
the original drummer of Femi Kuti and the Positive Force, and is on their first, I think, couple records, and he's Tama drummer. Vic Firth sticks, his own signature sticks, Sabian endorsed, and Evans heads. And the man plays, he's got his own Drumeo video. He's played with countless people all over the world.
And he's amazing.
Yeah,
and he brought with him Eric from Afrolicious, the bass player.
Yeah.
He brought with him an amazing keyboard player from Nigeria.
Yeah, just moved here.
Just moved here like in March.
Yeah.
he just moved to LA, but
he moved to LA like the day before.
The day before, yeah, but he moved to the United States, and like nothing like moving to a country as a pandemic is hitting. But
yeah,
and then amazing female percussion player and sax player. So do yourself a favor if you missed it, go back and listen to that show. It was on the 810, and it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that one doubled in views from when it got to now. Just people that.
Oh, I really can't. No doubt. That just once you hear it, you'll share it with everybody. Like, you got to hear this.
He's different. He's a really good dude. So I've been recording a lot of Nigerian music. I've been recording a lot of just hand percussion, drums, stuff. He records for USC teachers and different African teachers that teach Afrobeat all over the country, and we're sending files to different professors, literally at prestigious schools, and they're hitting him up for examples.
Wow.
So that they can play. So it's really cool, and I record it, and he's just like, when he heard how I was recording it, he's just like, oh, you make it sound good. He's like, yeah, this is very good, thank you. So yeah, we really work good together, and it's an exchange. He teaches me drums, I give him studio time. So it's a very cool.
Well, hopefully an album will come out of Tosin and Friends.
Oh yeah. Oh no, for sure. And also, with the studio getting a lot of traction, we are putting in an order for a new mixing console. So the studio's been preamps straight to converters my whole time I've had it, and we're now finally stepping up to being a studio with a full mixing console. So the record label is going to be full in swing, and I'm really going to start launching records. And we're really going to put feelers out there for, just to be a record label for bands and figure it out. I want to use the studio as much as possible and work this board. It's going to be a beautiful training board. So.
Well, I would think now would be the time when bands would want to get in the studio and start working on stuff. I mean, it seems like the natural time to do that. Like you're not doing anything. You can't go out and play. You can't go out and tour. I understand budgets are low, but if they could figure out a way, let's put out a new album, because like I said, they got nothing, and they'll have something getting ready as they hit the ground running when this is over, right?
Yeah, I know it's necessary, but also, like, unfortunately, the two big record labels in LA just got busted or dissolved. So,
which ones?
Records and Lollipop, Burger Records and Lollipop. They're like they're not jam band psychedelic music. They're the psych rock scene, but they were the fruitful kind of record labels in LA, and they both unfortunately kind of went down due to allegations and things like that. So there's a big hole for a record label in LA right now, and I really think that we have such a potent musical energy coming through my studio with all these bands that it's just going to birth a record label, and I think there's going to be a really good thing that comes out of it. So I've already been talking to a lot of bands, but next bands that are coming up for next month are going to be really good. I just locked in some bands that your people might be really into. We got probably Shaky Feelings definitely going to be in next month, and then The Great Divide. I'm looking to get them as well. So those for my jam, for my jam heads.
Yeah.
Those are the bands that we're going to bring in next month, and we'll see. we'll see on some other stuff. But
That'll be great. Now that I know we've talked about this because I know this to be true. If you want to if you know more, you probably know more about the history of your place. But there's more to your place than meets the eye.
so
Some major players have recorded there.
yeah, that's the crazy story as well. That you used to
I worked there way back in the day when it was Little Dog Records, which was run by Pete Anderson of Dwight Yoakam fame, and but there's more to like I know a little bit of what happened when I was there for like 2 years, like Billy Gibbons recorded there and and oh the Blasters and Michelle Shocked and a lot of good country twangy stuff and honky tonk music. But you told me some things I didn't know.
Yeah, well, my investor and my business partner Ryan, he did some research behind the place. He's really into that kind of stuff in history and music history. And I mean, he said that he found out that Thelonious Monk recorded there and did a record. And yeah, so he said, we heard about the Billy Gibbons thing, and then but just a lot of country records. That's where Dwight got his first Grammy. They had a big Neve console in there. And
Yeah,
it was beautiful. So I'm just really, it's awesome to bring you in now and to have somebody that was in the same building with the other business. It just is so perfect to me. Like
it's really cool.
I knew that you were a part of it.
Yeah, well, thank you. It was a lot. It was the first time I ever came over there, and I walked up to the front door and I went, damn, this place looks familiar. And I hadn't worked there for 15 years, right? Like I worked there like right at like a couple years after I moved to California, and I was like, God damn, this place looks really familiar.
Wow.
And then I was like looking around, and I'm like, it's been remodeled, but I know this is it. And then I asked you, and you're like, yeah, it was. It's like, well, holy shit, man! You can still get their mail.
I get Little Dog Records mail randomly. I get Pete Anderson things for Spectrum. Like nothing important, but I get random things.
Right, junk mail.
It was like, yeah, it was so funny that when you walked in and you're like, I've been here before, and then you said Pete Anderson. I was like, dude, that is insane. Because yes, my landlord, that's what they were renting for before me. So
Pete, for those who don't know,
8 years.
Yeah, that's what you said.
2011, actually, so almost 10 years now. Jeez, 9 years.
I didn't know. I didn't know they had either moved or dissolved the label, but Little Dog Records was a big honky tonk, or they're a boutique honky tonk, but they handled pretty much a lot of the honky tonk stuff and country coming through L.A. And like I said, Pete was Dwight Yoakam's lead guitar player, and he also was the guy who produced Guitars and Cadillacs, the album, Dwight Yoakam's album. And for those of you who don't know Pete was the guy who was standing behind Dwight Yoakam when Dwight Yoakam opened for the Grateful Dead at RFK Stadium in 1994. Yeah, I know. He told me that story. But yeah, a lot of cool people used to roll through that building. And like I said, Billy, and they still do, and they still will. So anything else? I mean, other than September, I hope the Great Divide gets in there. I hope Shaky Feeling gets in there. I'm sure there's at least a couple of bands that are either are listening right now or people know them who are looking for a place to play. It's a fun time. I mean, we have a good time.
Yeah, we have a good time, and we're COVID conscious. We only have the 2 really sessions a week. I have a cleaning lady come in between. It's we just got to do our thing. We're trying to make it through. So
yeah, wear your we wear masks. We use hand sanitizer. We make sure that we're always socially distanced and taking care of each other. It's how it has to be. It's a necessary evil. When's the TV Broken album going to be done? What do you think?
Yes. So this I got off the phone with the sax player today, but we are finishing horns on our single, pretty much. So we're gonna probably release one track a month for the first 3 months, and then release the record. So it's 7 tracks, maybe. I think it's 7 or 8 tracks, and yeah, each track is a good 7.5 to 10 minutes. So I think the shortest track is 7 minutes. So yeah, we've been doing it. It's great versions of all of our songs. We're the last stream, the last Monday of the month on the 31st this month. And the only other really stream to look out for is going to be the Zote. The one before us is going to be with Nick Mayberry and Birdie, our percussion player for TV Broken. And he also plays with Zulux and Leche. But they have a great electro live thing. And Nick Mayberry plays with Perry Farrell's Tiny or Heavenly Orchestra right now. He played with Scott Weiland Band, and he's just an amazing guitar player in person. So that show's going to be amazing. I'm really stoked on all the talent we're bringing in. So
I am too,
and I hope you're having a good time.
It's for those if you want to go check if you don't know TV Broken. Go check it out. There's the website, tvbroken3rdeyeopen.com. It is world music meets EDM meets jam band.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's everything. Yeah, it's instrumental dance music at this point.
It is. It is. And I mean, if you can mix a rock and roll drummer with a synthesizer and a didgeridoo and horns and electric guitar.
Yeah,
you know, and make it sound cool as shit.
Yeah, we had the visuals. You know, we really like to incorporate a visual experience with what we're doing.
With the TVs.
Yeah, that we took literally TVs on tour last year. I've taken projection TVs that were broken TVs with white screens in them. We installed. So really, I try and upgrade our visuals every year as well. One of my best friends in the world is Pickles Visuals. His name's Jordan Leonard. He's from Colorado. He's a very established EDM DJ, but in the beginning and throughout.
I met him at Lucidity. I was last year.
Lucidity, yeah, he runs he's the VJ coordinator and the lead there, and he just gives us next level content. So no matter where we walk in, no matter who the visual artist is, we always use our own custom content, and that's kind of a thing that I've always done because I literally work with he's probably top 10 in the world. He's amazing, and so he's really working. He's not doing his own custom. He's not doing his own custom animations, but works with people who do that. And he can literally get everything done for us. So it's beautiful, and it's just beyond what a lot of people are doing. So that's a part of it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, so we have our own custom content, our own VJ package that I bring everywhere we go, and 90 to 80% of the shows you'll see our visual content, and so I'm really big on that. I used to help put that together, but yeah, the band is it's the jam, it's the world, and it's the dance. We do really well at the Burning Man electronic festival scene. So
sure,
we were really trying to dive more, obviously, into the jam band scene, but we're family with Groove Session, Brothers Gal,
sure,
all the we even played with Spafford, at the first Serenity Gathering back in the day. So we're so the band has been exactly. I know the guys, and they're great. So it's just been awesome to see their career take off. From that moment, and just to see how everybody did it. That was our first time, pretty much like on a big festival stage, and we were put equally on the lineup right next to them as like the main two bands. So they had 10 times the following us at the time.
Yeah,
they had 5,000 likes. We had 500 in 2013. But yeah, there's a flyer from 2013 at Serenity with Spafford and TV Broken right next to each other as like headliners. So I always will cherish that festival poster, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, the guys were awesome then, and they're awesome now. So I even ran into them a couple like a year ago at their last exhibit, or they visited Gow at Last Exit Live and got to hang out with them backstage.
Yeah.
Just such
I
humble
like
guys.
I like Brian, and um, I don't know the rest of the guys as well. I've met them all. When I was out with the Higgs, we did a run of like 5-6 shows with them, and got to know Red and Cameron, the drummer at the time, but now I don't think he's the drummer anymore. They brought back the old guy. But
Yeah.
you know what I really something. There's been a nice resurgence of those crossover festivals in SoCal. I mean, not this year because this year everything went to shit, but previously there's been a couple of new ones popping up that are like those crossover jam band EDM
Yeah.
festivals that weren't in it, other than Lucidity and maybe one or two other ones. There weren't that many, but now there are at least a half a dozen of them happening around, right? Like, you got to be in tune with what's going on.
The cool thing about Lucidity is we were stepping out and getting more bands. You know, like I was really pushing for the past couple of years to open up the budget for live music, and lo and behold, this year our headliners, you know, we had California Honey Drops up there, and I mean, I don't know if you've seen California Honey Drops or listened to their music, but they're damn near one of the best bands out there right now.
Yeah.
I was so stoked to get, you know, that kind of money and just like that kind of representation on our lineup, because, you know, we got Dirt Fire, which is totally for the Burning Man scene. We got all these other bands that fit with that scene, but to really get like the California Honey Drops, just straight good music. So to really get that as a headliner and to have them do it, it's cool to see the bands that we were you know considering, and to see that like that that's where it's going, is like people are appreciating good live jam music. So
which is great. I like it. I can't remember, there was the one that just I can't think for the life of me the name of it. It was like inland on a lake last year, like up in the mountains on a lake in like inland towards Riverside or shit. I can't remember the name.
Oh, Lightning in a Bottle was in Riverside, and then
no, not LIB. I know LIB. They keep every 2 years they move because they kind of ruin the place they are.
Yeah, well, they outgrow it.
Yeah. I know they were down here in Orange County for the longest time. And,
we did the 3 years there. Yeah, that was TV Broken's first year. Lightning in a Bottle was in Irvine.
I remember Groove Session played it.
Mountain Jam went there. What?
Groove Session played that Lightning too, I think.
Yeah. No, they've been, Groove Session's been, you know, family with us because of Lucidity and Lightning in a Bottle, and you know they're one of those transitional bands that the hippies, or that the transformational festival hippies also like.
Right.
So group, but they just get down. You know, we've played Lucidity with Groove Session probably 3 or 4 times. You know, they're just so good guys.
I can't wait for Monday, because I love listening to the Sanchez brothers, and the new Groove Session is fantastic. Not to say the old Groove Session was any lesser, but I think they've developed a brand new sound that I think they always were lacking a keyboard player, which I'm glad they added that, and having the vocal responsibilities taken a little bit off Manny and put on
Kyle's just such a strong singer. Yeah, Kyle's just such a strong singer, you know, like, and he's got so many songs under his belt. Like, I've been a Gow fan from the beginning. My first stage I ever booked for Serenity Gathering, they were my headliners. You know, I love Gow. I always have. They were the people who introduced me to Spafford. But yeah, no, they had so many songs underneath their belt, but not like covers. Like, they had instrumentals. Mm-hmm. They would stack 3 songs on top of each other, and man, they have this like triple like instrumentally that they used to do. It's like a Dr. Dre with Fame. It's like California Love with Fame, with one other song all stacked up, and 3 of them are all singing in different parts of the song. I was just like, and he's such a strong singer and such an amazing guitar player that I was always captivated by him. And Manny's such an amazing singer too that it's just so cool to now see them work with each other. It's
Yeah.
not just like it's not just the drummer singer situation now. Now we got
right.
Because Manny could play, Manny could play the hell out of them drums. So if he doesn't have to sing, it's a lot more freedom for him to express himself.
Yeah. I saw them one of the last shows before the pandemic was up at June Lake, and I remember one of the cool smash ups that they did was they did it was the lyrics of Eleanor Rigby, I believe, with the music of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Like he sang Eleanor Rigby while they were playing the music of a Pink Floyd song. I can't remember which one. And because I remember Breathe or something like that. And it was so cool.
That Gal flavor,
Yeah.
Gal flavor is amazing.
Yeah.
So
which is really what they.
I loved all the shades. I loved all the shades of gray. That they've gone through. The percussion players, the different guitar players, all the different shows. We probably
sax.
We played sax. Everything. We played probably 3 or 4 shows. With them, and down in Beyond Bridge Music Festival, we got to all stay in a house and kind of just relax the past 2 years. It was a great festival we did. And just to kind of see how they've changed. They're really, really awesome.
Yeah, the evolution. I had them on here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
is that
great?
They're a lot. They're a lot of fun. Well, before we got a couple minutes left, but before we go, let me one more time throw up the schedule for this coming the rest of this month. We've already had Blood Moon Howlers and Tosin and the Higgs Muddy Gut Groove session, then Afrolicious. That's gonna be awesome. And I don't know Mozote.
That's that Nick Mayberry. He's the man.
Nick Mayberry. Okay. And then Pacific Range. Those guys are great. And then you close it out with TV Broken. That's going to be a lot of fun. This day before my birthday. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that one's going to be a fun show.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully y'all out there in the internet world are also looking forward to it. Tune in on Mondays and Thursdays. Let me give you the banner again. Bridge Family Productions, and let me take that out. And I think we've covered it all. There's no need to do it. We got TV Broken, Third Eye Open, new album coming out. We got the Bridge Family things on Mondays and Thursdays, and when it's time to go out and do things again, and Lucidity and SoCal Psychout come back around. Nate's the guy. And tune in next week. Back here, I will be back here on Saturday to talk with you all again. And by pure luck, I don't know, a little bit of luck, a little bit of hard work, I now know. I normally don't know the guest the following week. I normally set it up the week ahead of time, or don't set it up until like the next week. But this week, coming up, I'm really excited that I'm going to have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Dave Hebert from formerly of Extra Ticket, and then played with Melvin Seals and JGB for a while, and now he's got a band in Colorado that the name is escaping me, but if you've been in and around the Grateful Dead community, everybody kind of knows Dave Hebert, and he's my guest next week. He's going to come on, play some songs, and talk, and we're going to have some fun. So. Tune in next week, 3:30, same bat time. Again, if y'all want a hat like this, Nate's got a bunch of them. I'm sure he'll sell you one.
Yeah, we do. We're putting them all up on the band. We're putting them all up on the Bandcamp, so it should. We're getting all our merch up there. So yeah, definitely check it out. We'll get
the hoodies are cool. The hats are cool. Everything's cool. Tune in them on Mondays, and send them some love when you do. Donate and donate and donate. All right. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next week, 3:30, right here on Shakedown News Live. Bye.
Peace, everybody.